Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jatin, and I'm from SKNS ITS, LONAVALA. These are my teammates. We have done a project on air pollution monitoring system. We are four members: me, myself, Jatin Nandalwar, Pratiksha Kadam, Harsha, and Aditya Hazare, under the guidance of SS Chauhan sir. So, title of our project area is Internet of Things, and the project topic is air pollution monitoring system using Internet of Things (IoT). So this is outline, introduction, motivation, and else things. As we all know, air is the most useful and important thing for every living thing. Researching on this serious issue, we have done research. Very important, that nowadays pollution is increasing day by day. Because of that, weather and climate changes are taking place, and therefore we are going to we have prepared a project on this. So our motivation was there are goals mentioned in the SDG, goal number 3 to 15. That is, we have to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. Ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Take urgent actions to combat climate changes and its impacts. Conserve and sustainable use of ocean, seas, marine resources, sustainable managed forest, combat desertification, halt and reserve land degradation. So our aim is to analyze the surrounding air pollution, the quality of air. The objectives are to monitor current levels as a baseline for assessment, like we can analyze the current pollution air air quality, the limits, so that we can set the limits, and it will detect if the numbers are increasing, if the contamination of air is not good for a human being, that will be detected. Enable comparison of the air quality data from different areas, from different countries, from different places. This will We will collect the data of this, and we will use it to analyze the places, develop strategies to fight against the air pollution, so that we can ensure that we live a healthy life, determine the exposure analysis of the effect of air pollution on health, vegetation, or building materials. So our problem statement is we are facing several problems due to air pollution, like we already know some people face asthma problems and different kind of diseases, lung diseases. To overcome these problems and control the air pollution, first of all, we need to monitor our surrounding and find out the most polluted areas. Then we can take initiative for controlling the air pollution. So for that, we need to prepare an air pollution monitoring system to study air quality around us and provide the accurate values of different pollutants in the air. So I'll hand over to my teammate Harsha Sawe. Please carry on.
Thank you, Jatin. Hello, sir. I'm Harsha Save. So I'm going to explain the literature survey. For our project, we have done the literature survey on minimum 4 to 5 papers. Each paper describes one unique description. Like in first paper, it describes that they are discussing harmful effects of air pollution and solution to air pollutions. Next, Jatin. Okay. As per second paper, we are going to monitor the air pollution levels in IoT project using IoT discuss possible measures to prevent air pollutions. It has the merits like surrounding pollution is monitored and displayed on the LCD and can be shared on PC as well as on phones. And it has one disadvantage like user does not get any alert, the information is only displayed. Next. As per third, they will discuss, we will study and monitor the air pollution and processing information obtained for further use and study. In that, they have used Internet of Things. Okay. As per the last paper, they have discussed various objects of monitoring air qualities or air pollutions and design of the module. It has the merits like we have studied various objectives in paper which are useful while studying on air pollution monitoring, and it is used to control air pollutions. Next. Okay. The scope of the project is as much as new technologies are involving, new industries are formed, new pollutants are also spared. Due to these changes, we need to take care of those changes should not affect our environment. So that we have designed our project on air pollution monitoring system. It will help to monitor the surrounding atmosphere and take required measures to maintain oxygen level in the air. The architecture proposed in the system will help in analyzing the air quality for particular surrounding in real time, and it will also help the authorities to get accurate data for the actions. Jatin? Okay. For that, we have preferred the languages like for user interface, we have used ThinkSpeak's website, and for backend, we use the embedded C language. And for database, we have for database also we use ThinkSpeak server. Then the software requirements the system requirements we have in that hardware resources required are processor i3 or above. Uh, then speed is 1 gigahertz or more. Minimum 2 GB RAM, minimum 20 GB hard disks, breadboard, MQ135 gas sensor, BME 280, jumper wires, Arduino UNO, Node MCU, buzzer, and 16 by 2 LCD. Okay, I will take over this to Pratiksha.
Now next slide is about MQ135 gas sensor. It is a sensor to detect hazardous gases and which is in the environment suitable for ammonia, aromatic compound, sulfur, benzene, vapor. Next is BME 280. The BME 280 sensor module with the ESP32 to read pressure, temperature, humidity, and estimate altitude using Arduino IDE. Next hardware is breadboard. The breadboard is a white rectangular board with small embedded holes to insert electronic components. And these are the jumper wires. Jumper wire is an electrical wire or group of them in a cable with a connector or pin at each end. Next is Arduino Uno. It is a microcontroller board based on the 80 mega 328P. It has 14 digital input or output pins. Next is Node MCU ESP28266, and it is a fast leading edge low cost Wi-Fi technology, modern high level mature LUA based technology. Next is buzzer, active buzzer and passive buzzer modules. Buzzers are an integrated structure of DC power supply and electronic transducers. Now this is LCD. It is a 32 digits display screen for all kinds of CMSO, CMOS and TTL devices. This word comes from the liquid crystal, and 16 by 2 represent its screen size. Now next point is system required. Software resources required. Operating system is Windows 8 or above, and second one is Arduino IDE. This is the system architecture. In layer 1, introduce environmental parameter to be measured, then study the characteristics and features of the sensor devices. Layer 3, decision making or sensing, measuring and fixing the threshold values. And last layer is sensor data acquisition. This is module description. Modules, user module. This module is used to monitor the air quality changes in the surrounding atmosphere and give accurate readings, storing data for future use, and to keep watch on air quality changes, warn when the air quality is not suitable for good health. Next, mathematical model. The level of concentration of pollutants in the air is measured in parts per million, that is ppm, or percentage. Next, project analysis and design. First is support vector regression used to forecast pollutants and particulate levels. Second is MQ135, MQ2, MQ7 used for sensing purpose. Using these sensors, we can classify the air quality and accurate content of gases in the surrounding. And converter parts per million used to convert measured value in ppm. And this is all the data flow diagram. Now I will hand over to Aditya.
This is UML diagram where we can see how user will interact to the system. Next, this is activity case diagram. Next, this is sequence diagram where we can see how the interaction between the hardware is going to run. Next, this is component diagram where the main power module is connected to the all hardwares. This is deployment diagram and the planning chart of our project. Application used to monitor air quality changes in atmosphere in surrounding where the module is installed. This module can give us an alert through the buzzer, and the user gets to know that the air quality in surrounding is not suitable for good health. The data gathered through the module can be saved in the database for further processing and generating reports according to the air changes in particular time period. The gathered information can be used to study the atmospheric changes to take actions regarding the air quality changes occurring in surrounding. Controlling air pollution is the second thing, but the first thing is monitor and change in quality of air, and this module is designed.
Yes, ma'am. So the conclusion is we have designed a system that will be installed at a place, or we can carry it anywhere, but it needs internet connection. So that's why we have installed a module that is ESP8266 node MCU, and that will give it access to the internet through Wi-Fi. Then the conclusion is that we have done it in Arduino Uno because that is cost efficient. If we use Raspberry Pi, then we can use Python, we can use ML, but it will be costly. And for because of that, we have used Arduino Uno and embedded C for its programming. And as we have told that we have used sensor MQ135 and MQ7 or MQ2 that will be sensing the gases around our installed system, and this will buzzer will give the warning to the person, whoever will be there, the user, that the air quality around the system or around the person is not good.
Is it over?
These are some references that we have used for our project. Thank you. Yes, sir.
You are just only monitoring the air quality, or are you going to improve the quality of the air? What is your project?
Sir, we are measuring the quality of air as well as humidity, temperature, and pressure.
Okay, but you have written that to improve the quality of the air. But how
For improving the quality of air, we will first measure the quality of air in the surrounding, and then this data will be stored, and we can improve the quality of air by researching on that. Like in different places, there are different gases. So we'll study which gas is present over a area, and for that, what we can do, which gas if we eject there, so the pollution will be less, and we can control the pollution. That will be studied in further cases.
are you setting an alarm for it, or it is only the display?
Yes, sir. We have
There
set
is any-
alarm. We have set an alarm. We have set a buzzer for that.
Hello. Hello, Jatin.
Yes, ma'am.
How much level of oxygen is maintained constant? You are maintaining level of oxygen, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Getting my question? You are controlling oxygen level, right?
No, ma'am, we are not controlling oxygen level. We are actually monitoring the other gases like smoke and other pollutants that are causing harm to the living.
Right. If the oxygen level is unbalanced, then what is the provision?
If the oxygen level is imbalanced, then we will get that alarm
Which alarm?
buzzer. We have installed a buzzer in our system. If जो pollutants है उनका अगर लेवल बढ़ जाता है तो वो बजर बजेगा और हमको पता चलेगा कि हमारे सराउंडिंग में सफिशिएंट क्वालिटी नहीं है एयर की.
ओके, तो उसको सफिशिएंट करने के लिए क्या प्रोविजन है अपने पास?
मैम, उसको सफिशिएंट करने के लिए जो भी डेटा रहेगा, जो स्टोर्ड रहेगा, जो मॉनिटर करेगा, हम जो मॉनिटर करेंगे इस सिस्टम से वो स्टोर होगा. उसको हम स्टोर करके उस पर स्टडीज कर सकते हैं कि हमें क्या करना चाहिए उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया में, ताकि हम वो एयर क्वालिटी बढ़ा सके, मतलब अच्छा कर सके उसकी क्वालिटी को.
ओके ओके ओके.
Yes, I think you are using only one sensor, right?
And we are using two sensors, MQ135 and MQ7 or MQ9, I guess.
Which are your target gases or to monitor the air condition?
Yes, ma'am, there are different gases. MQ135 we are using just for air quality.
Okay, but
It
which gases you are monitoring to measure the air quality?
that is carbon. Means we will go for smoke first of all.
So is this sensor is measuring carbon also? CO2? MQ135.
MQ135 actually sees NH3, that is ammonia, and sulfur, and benzene as well, C6H6, CO2 as well, and other gases, other harmful gases.
Ammonia, sulfide, and benzene.
Yeah,
Other than
ammonia,
that,
sulfur,
what is
benzene,
it?
and CO2.
Yeah, CO2 also.
Yes, ma'am.
MQ135.
Yes, ma'am.
So only is your sensor providing the different, or your output is providing the information about each of these gas,
No, ma'am,
or
it
it
can't.
is
It's
only
sensitive.
providing the information that air quality is polluted?
Yes, ma'am, it will show the level. In ppm it will sense the level of contamination.
It will sense the level in ppl, no doubt, but
ppm,
whether
yes.
it will tell you that these harmful gases are increased in the atmosphere in the said area, or it is only telling you that the pollution level is increased?
Yes, ma'am, it will only show the pollution level is increased. We can do
Okay.
that. We can show that this gas has this much percentage in our area, in the surrounding. But for that, we will need to apply machine learning, and for that, we have to use Raspberry Pi for Python programming. And because of that, it will not be cost efficient project.
Yeah, but if you want to monitor the air quality, because your major concern is monitoring, so you should be aware of all this uh, gases, which is like
Yes, ma'am.
now it is in the higher concentration, which is in the lower concentration. What is that? What is the pollutant in the present area? So I think you should go for more number of sensors, and you should
Yes, ma'am.
have your output like this.
Yes, we have already increased the number of sensor. Already you were using just one sensor. Now we are using two sensors in that. And further, if we have to go for that, we will do that. We will add more sensors.
Okay. So, do you think control is in your hand with this project? You're
Yes,
focused
ma'am.
only on monitoring, but if you want to go for controlling,
No, ma'am. For controlling, we will have to do some researches and some studies on gases, particular gases. Then we can do that as well for controlling the air pollution.